But now let's say, my understanding is there's 30,000 coal jobs in West Virginia. Well, for those of you not from the U.S., West Virginia is its own state, separate from Virginia. And the whole place is a coal seam. Mm-hmm. And so what do you say to those people who are going to, if your policies, the administration's policies continue, those people will eventually not have jobs in the coal industry? What do you say?
Well, the one thing, Bill, we know is that there's already a transition, and frankly, that transition happened in the 80s. And coal will be around for a while in the U.S., but the challenge we have is to actually invest in those communities today, so that they can be better prepared than they have been for the future.
Now, when you say invest, are you these going to be welfare checks to miners who are out of work, or do we have another bigger idea?
The president put something together called the Power Plus proposal and submitted it to the Congress to take a look at in the past couple of budgets, and it really is considerable funding to do job training, to do reinvestment. I mean, one of the things that every state needs to have is an infrastructure that will attract business. Get broadband where it needs to be. That is a big push in West Virginia and other places. So we need to understand that the market right now is saying that coal isn't competitive. It's saying it louder and clearer every day.
What makes coal more expensive? Than wind or solar?
Yeah, well, it's a competitive marketplace, and the market, in a place where it's competitive, you're having prices that simply can't compensate coal for its cost. And that is because in West Virginia in particular, they have all of the cheap coal has been already taken up. Mined, yeah, and they are going deeper. It's more expensive. Also, coal is a highly polluting system if you don't take care of that. So we are talking about more and more opportunities for fossil to have to invest in itself to reduce traditional air pollutants. And so there's a lot of reasons why coal is not competitive.
Excuse me, but when you say traditional air pollutants, you mean things that aren't carbon dioxide?
That's right.
Particulates and so on.
Mercury, particulate matter, ozone.
And you have to handle those in conventional ways with bag houses or scrubbers and stuff like that, and it adds cost.
It does. Yeah. It does. But I would also say that we have seen a lot of the smaller facilities that aren't cost competitive that have retired or are considering that because they don't want to continue to make the investments that are necessary for public health. But that's the choice of the market. What EPA's job is to reduce pollution to the extent that it's available to us in a cost-effective way, and to look at the economics of that, and to look at the jobs, and to be able to make the case to the American public. And we have made that case each and every time. But on the whole, what's happened is jobs continue to grow. What happens, though, is some communities may get left behind. You don't change the entire dynamics of the economics for those communities or deny they exist. You invest in those communities so they continue to have opportunities moving forward.